Hey y'all, it's Tiffany, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to break down how I created my new song, You Know Me Better, and how I turned this one guitar riff into a fully fledged song. So, musicians, singers, producers, creatives, pull up a chair as you're going to definitely want to write down just these key tips that I share. So without further ado, let's jump in. As promised, I'm going to break down how I produced You Know Me Better, but specifically in 5 key areas. From the bass, the sample, the rhythm section, the drums, and probably my most favorite, the vocals. So, the star of the show is, of course, the guitar. The guitar is what intros the song, and I gotta give honor where honor is due to my boy, Gabe Flo. Gabe Flo is a very talented guitarist who I came across on TikTok, and I simply just asked, hey, can I sample this? In which he just replied, sure, go for it. So, tip for producers and musicians alike. Utilize TikTok, as there are many talented musicians there, and who knows, a collab could be birthed from just leaving a comment. So I got that sample from his TikTok, and I knew when I heard it that it was just going to be the center of the entire song and what all of the other instruments were supporting. So here's that. Following the guitar, we have the rhythm section. And for me, I knew I wanted the bass to not only support the guitar, but to kind of be its own as well. And this bass adds a lot of stank. Listen. Throw in the pads as well, which for me, pads is what adds thickness to a song, what really fills it in. So here are the pads that add the warmth to the song. So a term that you may hear, whether you're producing or recording, is ear candy. And ear candy is just a word that describes adding sounds that keeps the listener interested in the song. These sounds don't have to be prominent, but they're there, again, to engage the listener. And the ear candy that I used in this song is the sax. Take a listen, as the sax is what transitions the listener from the chorus to verse 2 and the chorus to the bridge. So I view the rhythm section as adding the sauce to the song. But, of course, what really drives the rhythm is the drums. So let's dive into that. But before we do, if you like the breakdown of this song, You Know Me Better, feel free to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. So let's move along. Drums, without a doubt, set the genre of a song, and the drums in this song set it to be a nice, smooth R&B. And I really like how laid back these drums are, and they come in more prominently in the chorus. So, here they are. So let's dive into the vocal chain that I used to record my vocals in this song, You Know Me Better. Mainly for my verse and chorus chain, I start the chain with pitch correction. And don't be afraid to say that you use pitch correction. My gosh, I do not want to hurt the listener's ears if I'm singing a note slightly flat or sharp. So I am pitch correction proud, and I'm not going to apologize. Boom. All right, anyway, I start with pitch correction, and then I have an EQ. So the first EQ for me is to attenuate any sharp frequencies, any frequencies that can become annoying for the listener. Next is a general compressor. The purpose for this first compressor is just to level the peaks of the audio of the vocals. And then the next compressor I have is the infamous CLA 76. Now, when recording vocals, a rule of thumb that I follow is to record at a minus 12 dB. And the reason that is it gives you a lot of room to work with as far as adding effects, compression, EQ. And when you're recording at such a low dB, adding those effects is going to raise the volume ultimately. So when it raises the volume, you have more room to work with. On the other side, if you were to record your vocals at, say, minus 6 dB or even at 0, you don't have much room to work with and you can't really add effects. So even if you were to, it would be blasting your ears out. So minus 12 dB, that's what I like to work with. Next vocal I have here is a reverb. Reverb just adds pleasantness to the vocal. Following the reverb, I have the Sibilance plugin by Waves. This is just a de-esser, and a de-esser helps tame the plosives when you're singing. So as I'm talking to you, you're hearing the s and the k and the p, t. A de-esser really tames that. So again, it's just more pleasant to the listener's ears. And to round out the vocal chain, I have a plugin here called Fresh Air by Slate. Why I like Fresh Air to end my vocal chain is because of the prominence of it. It does what it's called. It does add fresh air in a sense to my vocal. So without it, it sounds like there's a blanket over my vocals. Fresh Air, by EQing it and adding more mid and high frequencies, removes that blanket and makes it more clear when I'm singing. So that is my vocal chain for my voice. And my favorite part of the vocals as I'm learning and I'm growing are these background vocals. Check this out.
You invite me in. I can come as I am.
So here is the vocal chain for my background vocals. To start, I have a reverb. Again, just to add some breath to the vocal. So I have a flanger by Waves, which changes the tone of the vocals by quite a bit, just to make it sound different from the main vocal, the main verse vocal, the main chorus vocal, because I don't want it to blend in. I have added a pitch shifter on one of the background vocals, and I've set that pitch shifter to a much low octave. So I have used here Doubler 2 by Waves, and it makes these vocals sound doubled. And last but not least, I've added just a reverb at the bottom of the vocal chain to add more air. Alright, so that's the background vocal chain, and let's actually listen to that. This is good.
You invite me in. I can come as I am. 'Cause being me is the best kind of me, and all you ask.
That's under the hood on how I went about processing my vocals. And really, this is just a short breakdown of how I created You Know Me Better. And I really hope this video kind of showed you, again, the inner workings of how I went about making this song, my thought process, and how this song came to be. And of course, the star of the show was that guitar. So thank you to Gabe Flo for being just a talented musician and blessing the community. So that is a behind the scenes look of my song You Know Me Better. It is out on all platforms: Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify, you name it. So check out the link in the description below and enjoy listening to how it blesses you. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Peace.